Okay, now we have the next topic as feedback. We already have seen the BJT thing, the differential amplifier using BJT. We already have seen the differential amplifier circuits for MOS. Now we have the next topic, which is feedback. So this is a typical feedback system. If you look at the system, so first let me be very clear. This feedback system is not specific to electrical engineering. This is more or less control thing, and it is true for most of the systems. If there is some energy associated with the system, you can use this. Okay. However, we are using this feedback system in electrical engineering here. It doesn't mean that this feedback system is only true for electrical engineering. It is true for most of the systems. Okay. So this type of information is important because you may find that one of your friends, who is probably is not from electrical engineering, also doing this kind of analysis, but for his system, mechanical system, or say chemical system. In that case, you should not become, you should not think that this thing is only ours. We only do it. No, electrical engineers also do it. So whatever I am going to show you from electrical engineering perspective. So if you look at a typical feedback system, this is your forward circuit wherein there is a term called gain. So ideally you should not put here gain. It can be any transfer function, but for the sake of argument in this course, let it be a gain. Okay, it's a gain circuit, and then you have output in the output side. Now if you look at this part, you'll see that a portion of output is going back to input through this beta term. This beta term is known as feedback factor. So this output is going to the input side through this beta factor and again getting mixed with the input signal Xi. Okay. So you have a signal XS, which after mixing with this thing, after mixing with the feedback signal, is creating your input Xi to this AOL, and then again coming out as an output. So in this case, AOL is known as open loop gain. OL means open loop. So people also say this as A0 or AO. I will use this interchangeably, okay, later. Beta is known as feedback factor. So what should be the value of beta, you think? The value of beta should be less than 1 because your XF feedback function is beta into X0, beta times X0. So your beta should be less than 1. If beta is more than 1, what does that mean? Amplifier. It is amplifying your output signal. So it should not be. It can be in some cases, but for the sake of argument, in this case, consider beta is less than 1. In some cases, it may be more than 1 depending on the requirement. As I said, it is a generalized system. It's a general system. It's not a specific system. Okay. In general, I am saying beta should be less than 1. However, in certain cases, it can be more than 1. Okay. And then your X0 will be A0L j omega into Xi. Xi is your input. So it will be A0L j omega into XS minus XF. Because your Xi value is XS minus XF. So it is a negative feedback. What it is doing? It is actually subtracting the portion of output from the XS value to make the input to A0L. It's a negative feedback. Okay. Your XF value is beta X0 as I have shown. What will be the X0? X0 is you already have calculated. It's A0L into XS minus A0L into XF. Replace the value of XF. So it is A0L beta X0. And your closed, what gain you will get in this case? x0 by xs. Once you have closed this loop, your gain will be x0 by xs, which is essentially put the values from here a0l divided by 1 plus beta a0l or aol, whatever you say. So you have a closed loop gain equal to this value. So what does that mean? If your beta a0l is very high compared to 1, you can write this as a0l divided by beta a0l. It will get cancelled, it is 1 by beta. So your closed loop gain depends only on beta value. That means feedback factor depends only on feedback factor. Whatever is there, it depends only on this, no effect of this. And another thing, what it shows is your closed loop gain will be higher if your beta is lower. So one can argue, let us put it 0.000005 or 0.0001. Your beta will be 10 to the power that many, 5, 6, because it is 1 by, right? But it is not true, because this thing you got when you considered your beta a0l is much greater than 1. Now if your beta value is 0.000001, this condition will not hold. This is not true, so you cannot write 1 by beta in that case. So in any case, your ACL value you will find is less than your AOL value. Your closed loop gain is less than your open loop gain. In any case, if you consider this system, in this case, general case, okay. Now, what does that mean? What does this negative feedback mean? Negative feedback means, say your Xi increased for some reason. Okay. If your Xi increased, say for temperature, or maybe your gain increased, say A0L increased because of temperature. If you increase, if A0L increased, what will happen to X0? X0 will also increase for a particular Xi. Now a portion of X0 is going through this, which is beta X0, and that is getting subtracted because it is negative feedback. It is getting subtracted from Xi. So in the next cycle, your Xi will be little less. Although your A0L increased, your Xi becomes little less. So ultimately you will get a more or less constant value of X0. So what this feedback loop did, it is more or less made your gain constant, but at the cost of gain. Your gain reduced, but your this thing became constant. Gain became constant. It reduced, but now it's more kind of stable, isn't it? So now what will happen for positive feedback? That means, what if it keeps on adding to the input? Take the same example. Your A0L increased. Your A0L increased. Your output increased. A portion of output is getting added to Xi. It further increased. So it will be a growing system, very unstable. It will keep on increasing this positive feedback thing in this case, right? So this is the case of feedback. So a negative feedback, from this discussion what we understood, the negative feedback can be used to make the gain more or less constant, and the gain became less sensitive to external parameters like temperature, or any as such. So this is what I have discussed over here. If A0LB is much greater than 1, then ACL becomes 1 by beta. So this discussion I already have done. Okay, whatever is written here. Okay. Now let us see different terminologies related to feedback. I already have discussed a few. For example, A0L or A0 or AOL or AO is gain without feedback, that means open loop gain. ACL is closed loop gain. A0L beta is loop gain, or sometimes it is known as return ratio. 1 plus A0 beta is the amount of feedback. 1 plus A0 beta will give you the amount of feedback. Now there are two other terms as well. If you look at this, from output you get some sample, take it through beta and mix it in the input. We can say something like this. That's why whatever process is happening in the output side is known as sampling. It's kind of taking sample from the output, processing it through beta, the feedback loop, and again mixing it in the input. So whatever happens in the input side can be termed as mixing. So you have two processes going on: sampling, mixing. Sampling in the output, mixing in the input. Although this sampling is a very known terminology in case of digital electronics, it's a little bit different than what we are just discussing. Okay, so you have sampling and mixing in the output and input side. Is that okay? Now I just have said that a negative feedback reduces the sensitivity of your gain towards external parameters. Just have discussed also the same. Now let us see what is gain desensitivity. Let us see what is that. Just now I've already discussed this in case of a physical system, that gain is becoming desensitive or not sensitive towards external parameter. Now we have ACL. Now mathematically we are going to see what is happening. So you have ACL, which is A0 divided by A plus A0 beta. Okay, so one thing you should note, in this case we are not considering the sign of A0. It's a generalized system. We are not taking whether it is plus A0, minus A0, or we are not considering any of this. Okay, maybe in case of circuit we will put in those values. Here it is a generalized discussion. Consider A0 to be the open loop gain. Okay, it will keep things simple. Let us not think everything together. So if you have ACL divided by A0 divided by 1 plus A0 beta, and now you are interested to find what is DACL. Okay, your DACL will be DA0, and then if you do the derivative of this term, this is 1 by 1 plus A0 beta, then minus, again you have A0 at the bottom, so it will be A0 beta divided by 1 plus A0 beta whole square. So ultimately, if you do the algebra, you will do the mathematics, you will find DACL is equal to DA0 divided by 1 plus A0 beta square. So therefore, DACL divided by ACL is equal to DA0 divided by 1 plus A0 beta square, and then you put the value of 1 by ACL over here. You'll get it is 1 by 1 plus A0 beta into DA0 by A0. Simple calculation. Now why we are interested in DACL by ACL? We want to see what is the percentage variation of ACL. DACL means the variation, right? DACL means the variation in ACL with respect to ACL. That's why DACL by ACL. If you calculate DACL by ACL into 100, then it will be the percentage variation. Now it is fraction. DACL by ACL will give you the fractional variation. So from this expression, it is very evident that your DACL by ACL, that means closed loop gain variation, is much lower than your open loop gain variation, because A0 beta will be a large value. A0 is your gain. Open loop gain is a large value compared to 1 at least. So let us not consider or neglect 1. What I'm trying to say is 1 plus A0 beta will be a large value. So your output or open loop gain divided by a large value is your closed loop gain variation. Your open loop gain variation divided by a large value is your closed loop gain variation. So it is evident that you have decreased the variation of closed loop gain by a factor of 1 plus 10 beta, 1 plus A0 beta. This 1 plus A0 beta is known as the desensitivity factor. So what does that mean? Now your circuit is much insensitive or not sensitive to external variation. Is that clear? So this is a few calculation I have done. Considering A0 beta to be much higher than 1, you will find that your dACL by ACL is actually 1 by beta. A simple calculation assuming A0 beta is much greater than 1. Now, it also provides another advantage, this feedback system, which is bandwidth enhancement, which is quite intuitive because I already said in one of the lectures that your gain versus gain into bandwidth product is constant. This is true, but in certain circuit we broke this particular figure of merit or particular rule, whatever you say. We overcome that rule in certain circuit, if you remember. So you can go back to the previous lectures and see in what case we have got this. I mean, this gain versus bandwidth product is constant. We have overcome this limitation and have seen that we can increase bandwidth or increase gain keeping the other thing constant. You see that, you'll find in my previous lectures. Anyways, in this case also you can see your bandwidth and gain is constant. So you have a gain which is getting lowered, so definitely your bandwidth will become higher. So you are getting some advantage, right? Now let us see what is that. Consider your open loop gain to be A midband divided by 1 plus S by omega 0, or AM divided by 1 plus S by omega 0, which is equal to A0. Okay, I am considering this value. And here remember we have first time bring this j omega term. Okay. So your omega 0 is dominant pole in this case. Now for negative feedback, ACLS is equal to A0S AOLS divided by 1 plus AOLS into beta. I have already calculated. Okay. Then you replace this AOLS value with this term which I have calculated just now, AM divided by 1 plus S by omega 0. So if you do the calculation as it is given over here, and if you consider ACLO equal to AM divided by 1 plus AM beta, okay, so I have introduced a term called ACLO or ACL0, then you will find that your total closed loop gain is ACL0 divided by 1 plus S divided by 1 plus AM beta into omega 0. So this is your now new pole. From this equation you can say that you have now a new pole omega F, which is omega 0 into 1 plus AM beta. This is a very high value. So definitely you have pushed your omega 0 or pole towards the right side. At the cost of what? At the cost of gain. Your gain is reduced but bandwidth increased, right? So this is what we call a bandwidth extension or bandwidth enhancement at the cost of reduction of gain. However, that gain is currently much more stable, right? It has less sensitivity towards output parameters.